My hair is finally starting to fall less, which is such a huge win for me because if you know that that's one of my PCOS symptoms and I've been struggling with that so much. Hi my beautiful angels, welcome back to my channel. I'm finally back from vacation and we can finally get back to talking about all the wellness hot girl things that I've been experiencing and that I've been wanting to share with you. Today specifically though, we're going to be talking about everything I did to stop feeling inflamed, tired, and bloated 24/7. If you see me looking down or to the side, it is because I have my notes here right on my iPad. I brainstorm everything that I talk about so that I won't forget. So yeah. For starters, or if you haven't seen any of my previous videos, I used to walk around feeling like absolute shit. Even though I feel like I was doing everything right, if that makes sense. I was trying to eat my best, I was trying to work out, I was trying to hit my protein goal. I feel like everything that I was doing was still not making a difference. And when I finally made a few tweaks with the things that I'm going to be sharing with you today, I feel like that's when things started finally kicking for me. And I finally feel how I currently feel now, which is very good in energy. I'm not experiencing any energy crash outs as I used to before. My hair is finally starting to fall less, which is such a huge win for me because if you know that that's one of my PCOS symptoms and I've been struggling with that so much. As I previously mentioned, I was breaking out a lot because I was on vacation, but I feel that my skin is finally being managed a little bit more. I was trying out a new product actually and I cut out a supplement. Like my acne in general is just getting so much more better and I'm starting to see some lean muscle. Oh my god. I never thought that I would get to this point in my fitness journey, but here I am and I'm very excited to share all of these new points with you. So the first thing that I did to stop feeling inflamed, tired, and bloated 24/7 is to stop drinking a shake first thing in the morning. I know that in my previous videos I probably have mentioned that that's what I did, and I'm not gonna lie, that did work for the time being, but I feel like as of right now where I'm currently at in my journey, it just no longer works for me anymore. I've been doing that for the past 5 years and I feel like as of lately, I would say probably for the past couple of 4 months, I'm gonna say for the past couple of 4 months, I've been noticing that every time I eat my breakfast, which would be my shake, I would feel an energy crash immediately, and it was to the point where I would have to take a nap right after eating breakfast. I was not feeling my best. The energy crash was so bad to the point where I would get a migraine. We were down bad, girls. We were down bad. So I started doing some research, and to be honest, by this point, I did not know that I had PCOS. So here I am feeling like absolute shit, but I'm not really putting 2 and 2 together as to, oh, like this is why I'm feeling like shit. I just thought that it was just my body reacting this way out of nowhere, which is why I highly recommend going to your doctors, telling them all of your symptoms, and continue getting tested until you figure out what's actually going on with your body, because there are going to be some doctors that are going to dismiss your symptoms. I highly recommend getting a second opinion somewhere else, please, because 9 times out of 10 you're actually not crazy and they're just not wanting to diagnose you. After being diagnosed with PCOS, I started doing some research on what kind of breakfast should I be eating in the morning, and I started to see that eating within 1 hour of waking up is truly the time window that you want to aim for, because if you wait a little bit longer than that, that could potentially rise up your cortisol level, which makes it harder to bring down and not experience an energy crash. So the sweet spot is eating 1 hour within waking up, which I have been testing out and it has been life-changing. Like, it has truly been life-changing, and I'm not even gonna lie, I feel like that was the cure to most of my symptoms. Eating within 1 hour of waking up has been chef's kiss. The next thing that I am going to be mentioning is that you should be aiming for at least 30 grams of protein minimum within 1 hour of waking up. It is going to be key. So my go-to breakfast as of lately has been 3 scrambled eggs with olive oil and chicken sausage, which is a really good way to bring up your protein, by the way. I think chicken sausage has about 16 grams of protein. I also love to add some spinach into my scrambled eggs in the morning in case you would love to bring up your greens intake, and I usually pair it with something like auyama, guineo, not plátano, like nothing that's gonna sit like a brick in my stomach, so nothing heavy, but also potatoes is a really good one to pair it with. Keep it light but still very filling. This morning I woke up a little bit on the lazier side and I'm like, you know what, let me make my yogurt snack that I normally make, which is still 30 grams of protein, but it is much more on the sweeter side. This actually is gonna go into my next point. This morning I woke up and the first thing that I did was take lemon water with a shot of apple cider vinegar, the one that says the mother. That helps tremendously with bloating and leveling out your blood sugar. So because I did that first thing in the morning without even noticing, to be very honest, I created a bowl and it was 13 grams of yogurt, which was Greek yogurt, and I usually go for the one that's lactose free and sugar free as well, so I went for that one. I also put chia seeds, which I did 2 servings of that, and it equal to 10 grams of protein. I'm just like putting out the protein so you know how much I'm using of each ingredient. I use flax seeds as well because if you're bringing up your protein intake, you also have to bring up your fiber intake for your gut health. Then I use this healthy cereal that I've been loving as of lately, so I added that to my bowl as well as a banana. As I was eating the breakfast, I'm like, wait, this is kind of tasting a little bit sweet, and it is because I added my banana, and the cereal has about like 5 grams of sugar. Normally, like I said, I try my best to stay away from sugar, but because I drank the apple cider vinegar with the lemon and the water, I feel like that leveled out my blood sugar. So by the time that I did eat this sugary breakfast, I would say, even though it's not that sugary, but even then, I didn't get an energy crash, which is so good, and I also didn't get a migraine. Alright, we're finally moving on to my third point, and my third point actually is that I cut out a lot of things that my gut wasn't being welcome to, and that wasn't really mixing good vibes with, and that is dairy, you guys. Dairy has been one of my biggest issues growing up. To be very honest, I got diagnosed as lactose intolerant when I was like about 16 years old, I would say. However, I still like to eat a lot of dairy, especially through cheese. I am a cheese girly through and through. I am sorry. Cutting out cheese has been one of the hardest things I've ever done in my entire life. But when I'm telling you that as soon as I did, it has been making such a huge difference in my metabolism, in my skin. When I eat dairy, it actually shows up through acne, in my bloating, my digestive system, going to the bathroom much easier. I feel so much more better when I cut out dairy. And I also have been noticing that I've been feeling my absolute best when I'm limiting my gluten intake. So limiting bread and pasta as much as possible has also been helping tremendously, but again, that is my body. This is what has been working for me. If you're not lactose intolerant, you're not having any issues with that, of course, continue eating and drinking as much dairy as you would like. Moderation is key, I would say. For me personally, as somebody that's lactose intolerant, as having all of these digestive issues, I find that limiting it or cutting it out as much as I can has been helping tremendously. My beef intake as well, because a lot of beef has a lot of hormones, and normally if I do eat it, I try to eat it at least maybe like once a week or twice a week, but I don't eat it almost every other day like I used to, because it was affecting my acne a lot. It was affecting my hair loss a lot. I don't know how much. I didn't know how much it was affecting me until I started to finally cut it out and test my body through each phase. But yeah, I also try my best to drink a warm tea at least once a day minimum. One of my favorites has been dandelion tea, which is amazing for gut health and to just improve your digestive system. Another one that's really great for PCOS symptoms and I believe helps regulate your testosterone levels in your body has been spearmint tea. That one also helps tremendously with my acne as well. Alright, so the fourth tip that we're going to be talking about today that I don't know, this took a little bit of a trial and error, but building lean muscle is key to lowering your PCOS symptoms. Like I said, it took a lot of trial and error because before, I used to feel like every time I would go extremely hard lifting weights, I would actually have a harder time losing weight. I wouldn't see the progress as fast. I would get super puffy. I would get bloated all the time, but I feel like finding a sweet spot is what works best for me. I've been doing Pilates at least 3 times a week, regular Pilates. Sometimes we do weights, but even when we do add weights to the routine, it's not as heavy as doing like a weightlifting session alone. And I also limit my lower body weightlifting to at least 2 times a week. I find that if I do 3 times a week and I don't include Pilates within my workout routine, I get all of those symptoms all over again. I feel puffy. It is so much more harder for me to lose weight. I feel bloated all the time. I look inflamed. I don't feel my best. The other side of the spectrum, when I wasn't weightlifting solely, because when I do weightlift is mostly for my lower body where I go with the heaviest, I get migraines. I feel more fatigued than usual, which is so weird because you would think the opposite, but like, yeah, it kind of lowers your PCOS symptoms because I was researching this to find the best way to tell you guys because it's a little bit hard to understand, but weightlifting helps improve insulin sensitivity. So this is huge because muscle tissues uses glucose, aka sugar, for energy. So the more lean muscle you have, the better your body becomes at processing carbs efficiently, lowering insulin levels, reducing blood sugar spikes, and that directly helps regulate hormones like testosterone and LH, which are often out of whack in PCOS. In other words, it helps with less belly fat, fewer cravings, more stable energy, and better hormonal balance. So please find that sweet spot where you're not necessarily overdoing it and you don't have to even go that heavy to still feel major improvement. Hold on. Tea. My best friend texted me. Okay, anyway. And besides all of those symptoms that I already mentioned that it helps with, another thing that weightlifting helps tremendously with is my ovarian cyst pain. I find that when I'm not weightlifting or even, you know, let's say if I'm not working out as consistently as I want to, I feel it. I feel like shit. But when I am adding that sweet spot, which is weightlifting 2 times a week, Pilates 3 times a week, and walking and getting in my 10K steps every single day, I feel my best. The last tip that has helped me so much, it is when I stopped eating past 8 p.m. I know that sometimes a lot of us really struggle with that, but I didn't start seeing any weight loss difference until I stopped eating at a certain time and then started to eat after a certain time, if that makes sense. I feel like having a 14-hour fast window really helps me see how lean I can get. Makes everything else function properly as well, helps me get a better rest, because if I do eat right before bed, I wake up looking more inflamed than ever. And I also find that I also wake up a lot in the middle of the night when I eat right before bed, so that's also something to watch out for. Anyways, angels, these are things you probably have heard before, but when I'm telling you these have been making such a huge difference in my day-to-day life, it has been making such a huge difference in how I feel. And if I'm feeling good and I have my energy there and everything else is functioning properly, that is why I'm able to make videos like these just for you, because I feel good, I feel my best, and I would love for you to feel the same way. I'm still brainstorming on what I would like to show you next within my routine, because yes, I love doing these sit down videos, but I also feel like I could show you a little bit more better than I could tell you. So I'm thinking of doing like maybe a little groceries haul, or doing like a what I eat in a day kind of video. If you would find that helpful, please let me know in the comments below. Please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you already haven't, and I would love to see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye!